Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Friday, February 6th, 2015 by Gaia Blooming. Our energy mantra for today is I am Om. A little play on I am home. And today we don't have a huge amount of astrological shift going on, at least directly, but there's a lot going on under the surface. So, the first thing that's going on, the moon, we had the full moon yesterday, so we're definitely still going to be coming down from that, and it's kind of nice. So, there's a thing called void moons. The moon goes void, of course, and there's two ways of looking at it. Some astrologers look at it, it's like the last 3 degrees of the moon in, let's say Virgo, and the first couple degrees of the moon into Libra. Some see that as the void moon. Other people see the moon void, of course, when it's not interacting with any other planets. So either way you decide to look at your void moon, we're going to have a void moon through today. And you know what I think of with the void moon? The moon represents our feminine self and sometimes hidden self. And, she just came out and she's like, here I am, big in her fullness. She was resurrected from her new moon into her fullness, into shining her full light. And a lot of times, like after we come out, like we are on the stage, you need a little rest. And so it's almost like taking a little that introversion time. It's not necessarily sleepy, but instead of being out and about and interactive, it's taking some of that quiet alone time. Or maybe it's not even quiet alone time. Maybe it's just alone time that's needed to refill and refuel. So the moon will be doing that today. Not meeting with anybody, any other planets, no interactions, until the moon shifts into Libra at 4:52 p.m. And we know the moon in Libra gives us a chance to come back into balance, but the moon in Libra also lately has been making some interesting little connections. And the moon in Libra will be making those interesting connections, the square and the opposition, the square to Pluto, the opposition to Uranus tomorrow. And, it hasn't been as tense lately, those squares and oppositions, but as Pluto and Uranus come closer to their final square, we may feel it a little bit more intensely. So that's happening tomorrow. So today, it's that time to tune into you and rest and relax and refuel so that tomorrow those interactions with other people, our relationships on this planet, you're able to be fully present and fully available for those. Also happening today, which is interesting, is that Mars will be at 11 degrees. And 11 degrees is that healing degree. And so Mars is in Aries, taking action, following our passion. And after this big full moon that we just had, this big energy of the full moon, helping us shift our reality, how we walk through the world, how we show up physically in the world, I think this is actually a really powerful placement for Mars. And Mars will help us take steps, physical action steps, in healing our new reality, in healing how we want to show up in the world. Aries is that I am vibration. Also, it's really interesting because Mars at 11 degrees is taking us right into the Sun conjunct Chiron tomorrow, Saturday. So the Chiron is healing energy, the wounded healer. And so there's another opportunity, words today, it's hard. There's another opportunity for healing that will be coming. So taking these small steps, whatever they are, physical action steps into your healing will just help with that energy that's coming tomorrow. Two final things that I want to mention that are going on, below the surface with all this. We still have a yod going on, a Jupiter yod going on, that's always reminding you to tune back into your heart and let your heart be part of that guidance, part of that healing guidance, and part of what's helping you show up in the world. And it's connected to Mercury, which is our mind, and it's connected to the Sun and Chiron, which is like the Sun I always liken kind of to our soul and our vitality and our inner light, our inner shine, and then Chiron, that healing. So keep working with your heart and listening to your heart and tuning into it. And then finally, we are also moving into eclipse season. So we've got this Uranus square coming up and eclipse season. And eclipse season is always a time of powerful endings and beginnings. So we may have just ended a cycle with this full moon in Virgo, but there's still more endings and beginnings to come, in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks we have our first eclipse. So it's a good time, if you can take some time, to tune into you and just give yourself some of that aloneness that the moon's giving herself. Take some time for yourself so you can refuel. And I pulled an interesting card from the Magdalene Oracle. I pulled the Resurrection. I think this card is so beautiful after the moon. I think the moon, going dark and then coming back into light, and the sunrise and sunset every day, it gives us just a show of the daily resurrection that happens, or the monthly or the weekly resurrections that happen. We even do this in going to bed and waking up. And I think this card, to me, reminds you that it's never too late to start again. It's never too late to pick up the pieces, be like, okay, next. Or maybe you leave those pieces behind. Leave those pieces behind, they fell off, and move on to what is right for you, what your path is, what your destiny is. That's what I really get from the Resurrection card. So, rebirth. It's happening. It's a constant cycle. Have a beautiful Friday, and I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.